Today we drop into Woohoo Island, on a journey to complete every sport, collecting all 100 stamps this game has to offer. So let's just get straight into it. We are just going to go from top left to bottom right. So first, Swordplay. There are 12 sports total, and there will be special guests for each, starting with Jack Sparrow. In Swordplay Duel, you stand on the Woohoo Arena, facing a single opponent. You need to battle using your sword to swing and block, in an attempt to be the last one standing. For the first stamp, you have to just make it to the tiebreaker, by drawing the first 3 rounds. I also unlock another stamp, by ending the opponent with 1 hit. Next stamp was to draw. Easy. You obstruct attacks by blocking perpendicular to the strike. Playing perfect nets the third stamp of 100. Along with all stamps, I will be getting to Superstar class, level 2000 in every game mode, and on the climb I win a round with a lunge. As you beat more and more opponents, the stadium slowly fills from the nearby town, as word of a new prospect spreads as he hits level 1488 and challenges. Matt is the OG boxing champion, coming back to protect his title. The fight goes back and forth, ending in a second round knockout, where the 5th stamp completes the game. Superstar class comes soon after. I decided to get it after moving on, hence the change in name. Next came Speed Slice, located at Woohoo Fountain, with Sensei Woo, or Sensei Woohoo. An embarrassed Matt throws objects that you need to cut in certain directions to earn points. First to 10 wins. On the way to the top, stamps unlocked for cutting all objects, including 1 before hitting the ground, and a clock with repeating digits. Winning a flawless match led to another battle with Master Matt. I kind of regret pause buffering to get this done, but lessons learned the hard way
are lessons learned.
I got to not long after and moved on to Swordplay Showdown, joined by John Wick. Here you take on what feels like the whole island, one by one. There are 20 stages, starting with the bridge connecting the mountains of Woohoo Island. I remember how satisfying this was when playing this in the past, and it still holds up. Everyone has 1 HP at the start, until the boss at the end, that I take out without getting hit for the first stamp. I then battle at many landmarks, like the lighthouse, the castle, the ruins, until ultimately arriving at the inside of the volcano, for level 10. I would need to complete this without getting hit. I mow through enemies before reaching Gabrielle. The next 10 levels are the reverse of the first 10. So again, we get to the volcano with 2 stamps to collect, ending with a final showdown with Matt.
Superstar class.
For wakeboarding, our first water sport, we are joined by Tony Hawk. This sport includes you holding a rope attached to a boat, giving you speed to pull off tricks to earn points. In free cruising, you start on the South Sea and do a full loop of the island for the first stamp. On the trip, you get nice views of the surrounding islands, as well as a peek of the ruins that we will explore soon. We then get into the meat of the game mode, where your jumps are scored and added, the aim being to get the highest score. You unlock harder tracks with more obstacles as you get better, and in the process I unlock stamps for scoring a 100-point jump, landing all 7 tricks, and 10 jumps in a row. With all maps unlocked, I head to the expert mode where I need just 1000 points without hitting any obstacles. Again, Superstar class was not a problem. Frisbee Dog with Marquez Brownlee takes place on the beach. You must first pop all the practice balloons. Then you can play Frisbee with a dog, aiming to hit the centre of a target. This is the first of many games where you must get a perfect score for a stamp. It seems easy until throw 6, where a balloon is added, meaning you have to curve the Frisbee. This is extremely hard. After trying my heart out, I saw online that pressing A and 2 just pops the balloon, which helped me get the perfect game.
Perfect!
along with free stamps. For the last stamp, you just need to hit the green ring on the target 10 times. Not too hard. I clean up Superstar class and head into Wedge Island, the home of golf in this game. We came here to play Frisbee Golf, and the first course of action was to clean up these goofy achievements before tackling 18 holes. Firstly, I skipped the Frisbee off a pond on hole 2, and on the next hole I rolled to the goal. Then I head to the 18-hole course with 3 goals, along with being under par without going out of bounds or in any water hazards. This took me longer than I would like to admit, but I will, around 20 hours. Perhaps a precursor to the regular golf and how hard that would be. The main problem was hole 17. This is what it looked like on my successful attempt. After that, nothing could stop me, finishing with a -12 and collecting the final 3 stamps, followed by Superstar class. Katniss Everdeen volunteered as tribute for archery, based all around the island. We used a nunchuck for the first time to aim at archery targets, adjusting for the wind. There were 2 things that needed to be done: hit every secret target, explain in a sec, and a perfect game. I first set out to hit every secret target, mostly fruits, the beginner targets. Near the waterfall sits an orange, with a watermelon on this ledge, cantaloupe on the path, with a cake off this bridge. What followed? Intermediate, with an orange on the courts, melon on the bridge, cantaloupe by the fort, bread from below, then to expert, orange on the beach, melon on the turf, cantaloupe on the ruins, and finally the timer. Only thing left was to get the perfect game. Of course, on the beginner targets, I hit 9 bullseyes and hit the cake thrice.
Unbelievable! Perfect!
For the final 4 stamps. And Superstar class.
Superstar class.
Next came basketball 3-point. You get every stamp in one run by sinking every ball quickly. LeBron and Steph Curry failed, so Marques Brownlee picked up their slack. It took me quite a while to get this technique down, so doing this was very satisfying. The last 5 balls had to be sunk with more than 15 seconds left on the clock. A score of 45.8 nets all 5 stamps.
You did it!
And Superstar class.
Superstar class.
This took place on the basketball court in Woohoo Town, as does the 3-on-3 game mode. Here LeBron returns with 2 ex-teammates in Dwayne Wade and Kyrie Irving. You can pass, dribble, shoot and dunk, and have counters when on defense. This is another sport with a champion, and on my way to the top I hit 5 3-pointers in a game. And 5 dunks in a game. Before reaching, Tommy. Him and his team all have strengths with no weaknesses. Kyrie's first attempt is blocked, and LeBron gets a free dropped on his head. Dwayne Wade is then blocked. It's not looking good, but Bron steals the ball back to assist Kyrie's pump fake corner free. They drop a deuce, but LeBron drops a free, that they reply to quickly. Kyrie gets 2 back, but Tommy fakes Bron for a 5-point lead. A block and a steal leads to a long 2, only to concede 3. 30 seconds, 6-point deficit. Kyrie hits a wide open free to cut the lead in half and then intercepts a pass. LeBron dishes it to the corner, where D-Wade splashes to tie the game. 3 turnovers lead to LeBron with the ball with 6.5 seconds left.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Superstar class.
In the morning at Cocoa Bar Hotel, we are joined by Serena Williams to play some table tennis. You use the Wiimote as a bat, aiming to hit the ball, having it bounce twice past the net to score a point. First to 6 wins. You can twist your wrist to spin the ball, so you can change the speed of play, but mistiming a swing leads to a high ball that can be sent back suddenly. The first stamp I attempted was to draw by scoring 20 to 20. You must win by 2 clear points, so on the way you must keep the score at a difference of 1. There is a champion again, so I start competing. I win a point with a face shot. I also make a nice recovery here. Before reaching, I've seen people struggle with this online, but I beat her 6-1. You want to force her mistake and then get her running until the point ends, by hitting the ball left to right until she can't make it. This did not complete the stamps though, until I have a 30 hit rally with Julie. Before hitting Superstar class. There is another table tennis mode with Venus. You can actually get all the stamps in one run. I didn't, but you can. Greg here hits balls to be returned, and the first 100 can't hit him in the face. Then hit 200 score total, whilst hitting 30 cans.
Superstar class.
We arrive back at the dreaded Wedge Island with Tiger Woods for golf. This was the most time-consuming sport. The ultimate challenge is to score -18, so average a birdie on the 18-hole course. This would need a lot of training, where I would score my first hole in one.
Hole in one.
As well as a chip-in.
Nice chip for eagle.
On my 18-hole run, I got a birdie on every hole except for 4. On hole 7, I miss a long putt, leading to a par. Although, on hole 9, I made up for it, getting onto the green in only 2 shots and putting for eagle. I go on a birdie rampage holes 10 to 15, so I was on pace going into hole 16. I drive piercing the forest, setting up a beautiful eagle. And now going into the last 2 holes, needing a birdie and a par. Hole 17 is a tricky one,
Great par.
so it came down to the final hole. Bad wind means I can't take this shortcut, which usually leads to an eagle, so I hit it to the right island.
Solid shot.
Strong backwards winds means going straight to the final island is risky, but I take that risk. An underpowered chip leads to a hard to read putt. I shoot straight.
Good birdie. Superstar class.
The next location is the bowling alley in Woohoo Town, where the great Lebowski joins us to play some classic Wii Sports bowling. You have options of spinning the ball to get strikes, but first we must pull off a split. The only other thing to be done for the thought of a stamps was to perform the perfect game, 12 consecutive strikes. My strategy had me lining up here, angling just to touch this triangle and spinning it fully right.
Incredible. Perfect. Superstar class.
100 pin bowling came next, having you experiment with different ways to get strikes. Not before hitting another split. You get stamps for striking off the wall,
Great throw.
and rising the railing leads to the secret strike. Then all that was left was to hit the perfect game, with a similar strategy to line up the strikes.
Amazing. Superstar class.
The last bowling mode is spin control, where Lebowski is subbed out for Jason Belmonte. There are walls forcing you to spin the ball in different ways. You of course need to get a split. Then the only requirements are knocking over every pin and scoring 170 points without hitting any barriers.
Superstar class.
We are sent back to the sea to power cruise jet ski with James Bond. In practice mode, you get free roam with a timer. These balloons increase the timer. I find one at the pier, then a long drive to Wedge Island. The next is in an arch, and then we can finally explore the ruins. The game modes where you can explore really make the location feel like this is a real place that you can visit, with history and atmosphere. The lost balloon can be found here, collecting our first stamp. We then play through 6 set levels, where you must maneuver through gates, some of which have smaller hoops for bonus points. Going through all of these nets a stamp. The next 4 levels take us around different locations of the island. We bomb around the beach and route around the ruins. I make sure to score 170 points on each stage, entering the final one. This course introduces hanging targets and big waves to jump through them. I complete the level with 188.9 points and get a stamp for hopping through all rings on this stage. The final stamp was for hitting 5,000 total points, which I hit on my way to Superstar class.
Superstar class.
Canoeing takes place in Duckling Lake, south of Makawuhu. First we must return 10 ducklings to their mum for a stamp. Then we go into 3 courses, where you must hit a certain distance to get each license. The first course has little obstacles, and then the second introduces these fish that can interrupt your flow. The final stage has geysers that can send you away, so they can either halt you or help you. This unlocks the ultra hard red tape to break in every level. The first tape is easy enough, but the others are quite tricky. For the intermediate stage, you must follow a perfect line and use the fish to boost you in order to cut the tape. The final stage is a bit easier, but these turns with the rocks are very precise.
Superstar class.
Cycling takes us around the whole of Woohoo in a multi-stage bike race with Lance Armstrong. We must slowly work our way to the front, using the hearts to pedal faster and recharging them by trailing close behind competitors. This is another game mode that helps connect places in the island. You first do a lap from the town, through the tunnel, past the lighthouse, then to the beach, up the mountains, launching down, up to the volcano, past the castle, before the final day. We start in 12th place, flying up the hill into the volcano. We make a couple places going downhill before passing Duckling Lake. We fly down the mountains, getting into the top 10, nearing the town, taking the lead. I take the final turn and win. You get the other stamps for completing each individual race in first place. And I also win while completely out of breath. And the final one came for beating both 3 stage races, just 2 halves of the full thing.
Superstar class.
Skydiving has us jumping out of a plane above Woohoo, similar to the intro. On the way down, Peter links up with all the other islanders and takes photos for points. You can do that, or you can barrel straight down alone to get a sympathy snap with the photographer. The next stamp is for getting the bird in the picture. Then you have to link up with 30 people in one run, taking good photos to hit 200 points. Hitting Superstar class marks the last sport where it's available, getting to see this cool graphic.
Congratulations!
Us achievement hunters live for this. I wonder what you get for getting all stamps. Amelia Earhart pilots our final sport, Island Flyover. This game allows you to fly wherever you please, giving you information about all of the landmarks. It is truly a treat to explore this location. I've always perceived this island as a place where I know all the history and residents. It might not be the most in-depth, and it may never come back, but it will always be special to me. As you get more information points, you unlock different times of day, where you can explore the island all over again, getting new Easter eggs. All the residents hold up balloons for you to pop, and doing so excites them. The 5 stamps are for taking a trip to Wedge Island, getting to see how the holes fit together, popping 150 balloons in one run, taking a tour from Miguel, who pilots his own plane, showing you some places of interest, popping every islander's balloon, And finally, collecting all of the eye points at every time and day, and netting the 100th stamp. So, what do we get? There is no rewards. Goodbye.